Morning guys, and welcome back to my showcase channel. And in today's video I will be analyzing a very interesting match between Habu Yoshiharu and Maruyama Tadahisa. This game happened in 1992 in IBM Cup, and in this game Habu will be center, take the person who take the first move, and Maruyama will be gote. So the game starts with pawn to 7-6, pawn to 8-4, pawn to 2-6, pawn to go to 3-2, go to 7-8, pawn to 8-5. Maruyama try to attack on the 8 file. Bishop to 7-7 to preventing this from happening, and pawn to 3-4. And now Maruyama move up the bishop along diagonal, silver to 8-8. And now bishop take bishop on 7-7 with promotion and with check. And silver take. Now we have a bishop exchange opening. Okay, silver to 4-2. Now this silver can go to 3-3 to protect the square on 2-4. Silver to 3-8, silver to 7-2. Both players develop their silver. Pawn to 2-5. Now Habu want to push the pawn to 2-4 to attack on the second file, and silver to 3-3 prevent this from happening. Okay, silver to 7, pawn to 6-4. Okay, this move is to make room for this silver to come up to 6-3, and now this silver can come up to 5-4 to gain some space in the center. Now silver go up to 2-6. Pawn to 1-4, prevent this silver can go to 1-5, and pawn to 1-6. Now in the future I think Habu can push the pawn to 1-5 so he can attack on the first file, and silver to 6-3, king to 6-8. Now this king can move to 7-9 and finally go to the square 8-8, the very safe square. Okay, pawn to 9-4, pawn to 9-6, pawn to 7-4. Now this move, I think, to make room for the knight to go to the square 7-3, and now this knight can come to 6-5 to attack the silver on 7-7, and also attack the pawn on 5-7. Pawn to 3-6. Seems like Habu want to, let's say, which means he want to come up with the knight and also bring the knight to 4-5 to attack the silver and also attack the center pawn. Okay, pawn to 4-4, and this move Habu decided to push the pawn on 3-5 to attack Maruyama, and Maruyama not very sure what to do. I mean, if he take the pawn, the silver can take, and now Habu can launch an attack on the second file, which he doesn't like. And if he drop the bishop on 5-5, it's not a good move because the silver can just go back to 3-7. Now if you take the pawn, and the silver can come to 4-6, and now the bishop is stuck on 5-5. And if Maruyama try to make an entrance for this bishop, like push the pawn on 6-5, it still doesn't do anything. Now first Habu can take the pawn, attacking the silver. The silver has to take the pawn, and now he can bring the silver to 4-6 to attack the bishop, and when the bishop go back like the square 7-3, and now he can push the pawn on 2-4, pawn take, and now it's not very good position for Maruyama. So he decided to ignore this pawn, and he just brings the goal to 5-2. Okay, after the move go to 5-2, go to 5-8, silver through 5-4. This silver can go to 5-5, 4-5 to attack on the top file. King drop back to 7-9, silver to 4-5, pawn take, silver take, and push to 6-6. And now this move is like bring the go from 5-8 to 6-7. So Habu can build a very strong castle. Okay, pawn drop on 3-6 and king to 8-8. And now next move, Maruyama bring the go to 6-3. And a lot of people will say why did not he drop the bishop on 5-5 to attack the rook. Well, this move seems like a good move because if Habu drop the pawn, this is not a good move. Like this is not a good move. But Habu can just bring the go, run the rook to 1-8, and the rook is very safe here. And the problem is this bishop is not safe on 5-5. It's kind of stuck on this square. So like if Maruyama try to make an entrance for this bishop, like push the pawn, and now just take the pawn, and after bishop move and bishop can drop on 6-4 after trade, and Habu can have a very strong pass pawn on 6-4. So that's why instead of dropping a bishop on 5-5, Maruyama just simply bring the go to 6-3 to bring more piece to protect these two pawns. Okay, after this move, go to 6-7, knight to 7-3. Okay, pawn push to 5-6, king to 4-2. Maybe Maruyama want to bring the king to 3-1, and finally the king can land on 2-2. It's a very safe place for the king. Okay, pawn push to 5-5 and pawn push to 6-5. I mean, Maruyama want to want Habu to take this pawn, and now he can take this pawn with the knight. So the knight can attack the silver and also control the 5-7 square. Okay, pawn push knight, but instead of knight take, first Maruyama drop the bishop on 6-9. Put up pressure on the goal and also take the pawn in the next move with motion. And this is very difficult moment for Habu. If he bring the rook to 4-8 to protect this pawn, it will be a very bad move by him, because now the knight can take the pawn with an attack on the silver. Now the silver have to move, like if the silver move forward, now the bishop can sacrifice on the goal if the king take, and then Maruyama can drop the goal on 5-7. And now you can see a lot of pressure going on with Habu defense, and the situation will go the same when the silver drop back to 6-8. Just sacrifice the bishop on the goal, king take, and now just drop here, and a lot of pressure going on in the center of the board. So instead of bring the rook to protect the pawn, Habu approach with other way. First he push the pawn forward to 5-4. First Maruyama have to take this pawn. He took with the goal, and now Habu drop the pawn on 5-8, and now the bishop can no longer attack this pawn on 4-7, and now the goal is stuck on 6-9, and Maruyama has to sacrifice this bishop on the goal on 5-8 with promotion and with check, king take. And now if you look at this situation, although the game is pretty equal, but Habu is very easy to play this game because he has 2 bishops on his hand. It's very easy to launch an attack with these 2 bishops. On the other hand, Maruyama only have 1 goal, and this goal is very hard to find the move to attack Habu king. Okay, we'll go back with the game. So Maruyama has nothing to do. He have to attack, so he dropped the goal on 5-6. The only move he can attack, I think. go take, silver take, and up pawn drop on 3-3. Uh, uh, very mystery move by Habu. Okay, but you have to be careful not to take with the king because Habu can drop the bishop on 5-1, attack the king and also attack the knight. The king move can take the knight with promotion. Okay, it's not a good move. He can instead take with the knight, the best move, but he take with the go. Okay, pawn push to 5-7. Okay, but instead of taking the pawn like this, Maruyama he dropped the go on 6-7. Uh, attack the king, also attack the silver on 7-7. Okay, king have to go to 8-8, and now knight take on 6-5, adding more piece to attack the silver and also attack the pawn on 5-7. It looks like Maruyama is doing well, but this move knight take pawn on 6-5 is a mistake by Maruyama, and this move can cost him the game. Well, because this move can allow Habu take the silver, the very important piece to attack. Uh, well, he can use knight to take the silver with promotion and with take, and after the knight take, you can see the attack is kind of slow, and if Maruyama slow down a little bit and he take this pawn with promotion, and after that he can take this pawn with knight, it will be much better for him. But he kind of rush and he take with the knight right away. Okay, pawn take silver, knight take silver with promotion and with check, knight take, pawn push to 7-5, and now Habu cannot take the pawn obviously because pawn can drop on 7-6. Okay, but instead of that he drop the knight on 4-6, attack both the pieces, the gold on the 5-4 and the silver on the 3-4. And now the situation is very bad for Maruyama, and he has to be very careful in this kind of situation. Well, if Maruyama take the pawn like this, well, he may run into some kind of trouble. Well, the knight can take the gold check, and now what would Maruyama do if he if he move king to 3-2? It will be a mistake. I mean, gold can drop on 4-7 if moving. Silver can drop on 3-1 check, and now the king has only move to make is to go to 1-2, and this kind of situation is very bad for Maruyama, and this king can be checkmate in the next few move. And if he take with the rook, what will happen? Well, the knight can take with promotion, with check, and I think the king has check, and now, well, just drop the rook on 6-2 to check, and now if Maruyama drop the go to protect the king, well, the rook can take the go on 6-7 with promotion, and now this position is like Habu is way ahead of Maruyama. And if he move forward, like go to 4-3, well, Sante can drop the bishop on 6-1 to make a check. And now, well, what should Maruyama do? He can take the knight, but it's not a good move. Silver can drop on 6-5, and if the move have to drop back to 6-3, well, I mean, bishop can drop on 5-4, and I mean, this is just too much for Maruyama to handle. Okay. But what about he take with pawn? Well, this is like the best move, I think, but Sante just dropped the silver on 6-4, attacking the king, and also attack the rook. The king have to run, and the bishop can take the rook. And now if pawn take the knight, we check. The king just go to 9-7, and this king is very safe here, and it's very hard to attack this king. If Maruyama try to attack, like drop the knight on 5-7, just drop the rook on 5-7, and silver drop, and just take the knight with promotion. So instead of taking the pawn, Maruyama have to run with the silver to 4-5, and now just drop the bishop on 7-3, attacking the rook. So rook have to move to 7-2, and now first take the go with check. Silver have to check, and now dropping the silver on 5-1, check. King move to 3-2, give dropping a go on 4-2 to make a check. And Maruyama decided to move the king to 2-2, and if he take with the rook, it just doesn't doing anything. And after the bishop take the rook with promotion, king have to take, and now just drop the rook on 6-2. And now what should Maruyama do? Well, he can block the attack, but just dropping the silver on 3-1 to make check. And if he like take the silver, and the rook can take a go in 5-2 with promotion, and this kind of position is very bad for Maruyama. And if he go to 3-2, it just doesn't do anything. The rook can take the go with promotion, and if you go up, we just drop the go on 4-2. Go take, just rook take, and this is even mate for Maruyama. So you have to run to a 2-2, but silver can drop on 3-1, check, king to 1-2, and now just drop the go on 2-2. And after this move, Maruyama Tadahisa, he decided to resign the game. Well, the reason he decided to do that, because his king is very vulnerable, and is like impossible to protect this king. If he try to run like go to 1-3, just drop the bishop to 4-6 with promotion, also attack in the king. And if he push the pawn like this, just take the pawn, and next move the pawn can go to 2-3 promotion and open up the discovery check. And if he like drop the knight, just doesn't do anything, just take the knight, and after pawn take, just drop the knight on 3-5 to make a check, and well, it's a checkmate. So I think Maruyama Tadahisa, he saw all this variation, and he decided to resign right away. So after 80 move, Habu Yoshiharu has won the game. And I think my video will be end here, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.